All right, girls, coming to the last part of the poem, this is the last stanza of the poem. The poet again is referring to the specific kind of cat that he knew and the specific set of habit that it had. It loved eating rabbits, and how exactly it ate, the whole process of eating the rabbit has been described, and so fond of, according to the writer, the poet, this particular cat was so fond of eating a rabbit that she made it a point not to waste even the little bit of onion sauce that was left on its paw. Um, Overall, what he's trying to tell us through this specific example is that knowing cats in all possible detail is very important to understand what they're all about. Therefore, we need to respect cats. We need to give them a certain name, call them by their name, because that is something that is very important for them, a name and respect, and knowing their set of habits, because cat, like he said, come in all kinds of variety, and each cat is different from another cat. So this is the last stanza. The beginning part of the poem I have already sort of described in detail in my previous lecture. This is the second part of the lecture that I am telling you about, and this is the last stanza of the poem. This brings us to the end of the poem, The Addressing of Cats by T.S. Eliot. Talking of the overall tone of the poem, girls, the poem is a humorous poem. It's a very light-hearted poem. It is a very humorous poem, and the overall diction is in line with the tone of the poem, that it is simple, easy to understand. The poet has not employed any difficult words. If you look at it throughout the poem, there have been no difficult words that have been employed. जो राइम स्कीम फॉलो की गई है पोएम के अंदर, specific nahi hai. It is varying in different stanzas, but jo predominantly the rhyme scheme that operates in the whole poem is AA, BB, and CC. That is, the first two lines are rhyming, then the third and the fourth line is rhyming, and then the fifth and the sixth line is rhyming. However, the stanzas are also varying length. अगर आप इसको देखें, इसकी जो stanza division है, the poem is made of 3 stanzas, और हर stanza की length जो है वो vary करती है. The first has 16 lines. First stanza has 16 lines. Second stanza अगर आप देखें, I'll just show you in fact कि first stanza जो है इसका poem का, it is comprised of 16 lines. Then coming to the second stanza, girls, that is also of 16 lines, but the third stanza is a long stanza, and that is comprised of 30 lines. इधर टेक्स्ट क्योंकि डिवाइडेड है, you might not be able to see, but जब आप अपनी बुक्स में देखेंगे, you will be able to see that the last stanza is longer than the first two stanzas. So this greater length in the third stanza leads us to the final idea, जो कि है ओवरऑल ऑफ द पोएम, कि अ कैट इज स्पेसिफिकली अ कैट. इसको हमने डॉग्स की साइकोलॉजी के साथ कंफ्यूज नहीं करना. एंड द अदर थिंग इज दैट व्हेन इट कम्स टू कॉलिंग अ कैट बाय द नेम, that is very important, because cats like the fact that you remember their names and you appreciate their names. राइम स्कीम एग्जैक्टली मैंने आपको बता दी है, बट जैसे लेंथ ऑफ each stanza is different, vary करते हैं, इसी तरह rhyme scheme in certain areas of the poem also varies, and it might not follow the usual AA, BB, and CC rhyme scheme जो otherwise predominant है in the complete poem. I hope you girls understand. I've tried the best that I could do given the time constraint. Literature is not something that can be taught within a span of about 10 to 15 minutes. However, this is the gist of it. The important questions that I will be sharing with you on WhatsApp, and I might also make another video in जब मैं आपको important questions pertaining to this particular poem I'd be sharing. Thank you, girls, and I hope you understand.